Nathan, it's been a tough season in places, but I'm sure you couldn't really have asked more from the lads today to finish the campaign with a win.
Yeah, definitely. That was a message before the game to get the job done. It's our final home game of the season, and it was all about the 3 points. We wanted to finish as high as possible, and currently we're sixth. I know Eastwood have got a game to play, but we've done our bit. We've fought right to the end. We've took the season right to the final weeks, and to say that we was 11 points off fifth place, sixth or fifth place, wasn't it? Just 4 weeks ago. Then the lads have done brilliant with the points accumulation. So yeah, it was all about the win today, which was a nice 1-0 grind.
I thought it felt a little flat early on in the first half, so I just wondered what you sort of said to the lads at half time, because it must be difficult when there isn't so much to play for in a sense, but it was particularly impressive in the second half. I thought more attacking.
Yeah, definitely. Certainly that wasn't the message. We had a lot to play for today. Pride individually, pride as a club, to make sure that we can control what we can, which is to finish sixth. That's ultimately our goal after the disappointment of finding out our fate last week, of missing out on the playoffs. So we took care of business today. First off, I just felt that we almost played like it was final game of the season. So we got into them at half time, and rightly so. And I thought we had a reaction second half. I thought it was kind of a bit more like Sleaford of old in terms of when we have had positive results. And it was nice for Tom Walmsley to get on the score sheet, because since he's come in, he's done all the ugly side of it. He's been really selfless for the team, but then to be rewarded of getting the winner today, it was quite fitting for him.
Yeah, you kind of beat me to that there. I've got it written down here that I was pleased to see him get on the score sheet after all the dirty work he does as such.
Yeah, definitely. And Tom's, he's the first one to be critical of himself in terms of he comes in and expects to score more goals. I think there's an element of us providing assists for him, but also I think we've asked him to play in a way that benefits the team, and he's done that, and he's done that really well. So yeah, I'm really pleased for him, because in recent weeks he's probably not got the credit he deserves. Like doing all the ugly stuff like you said, that kind of goes unnoticed, but doesn't with the management team. And yeah, we're just really pleased for him today.
Overall, after last week's frustrating result, I think it was nice to see a bit of battle and a bit of desire out there in the second half as well.
That's it. It's a given. My talk before the game was, as a player, you never know when your last game's going to be. It's an absolute privilege to play football, and whether it's the final game of the season, whether it's playing on a Sunday, whether it's playing with your mates, whatever it is, it's a privilege to play football. And and we didn't want the season to just fizzle out. We wanted to have a positive result. We wanted to carry on that momentum, and I think we got that in the second half. So it kind of summed our season up in terms of we've been incredibly inconsistent, but the fact that we've finished sixth, 1 point outside the playoffs, just goes to show that there was so much more left in the tank. But we're really pleased of our final run in of the season.
I suppose it's easy to look back now with hindsight of where you could have picked up a point or two here and there, but in the end you finished just 1 point off Skegness, and you've actually won more games over the season than them as well.
Of course, yeah. I think there's a lot of clubs, it's a reflective time of the season where you could have picked up more points here and there, but I think the real focus for us was to control what we could, and to finish sixth. So to finish 1 point off the playoffs, of course, it's incredibly gutting, but I'd like to put an emphasis on the fact that the players have always shown bounce back ability. They've shown the resilience, and a few more results like today, winning ugly, probably was needed over the course of the season. We've drew 2 games all season, which that tells a story in itself. I think it's 2. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think it's around that. We've not drawn enough games, and we reiterated to some of the younger players in the group that draws aren't a bad thing. And that just goes to show we've won 2 games more than the team that's finished fifth this season.
And there seems to have been a bit of a general consensus amongst others that we've had a bad season here, but I suppose when you think about it, that we haven't really. And if we can finish where we have, having had the inconsistencies that we've had so far this season, then there's plenty to take forward into next season.
Lots of positives to take forward. We know that there's been low moments this season. There's huge learning, especially for the younger players in this group. They're a year wiser going into next season. The group has stuck together in hard times. They've done incredibly well when the chips are down, going into games to get positive results in difficult moments. So like I said, there's a lot of learning to take place this season, and you've just epitomised it there to finish one place off the playoffs, being incredibly inconsistent. Like I said, I think that there's lots of positives certainly to take.
And looking forward to next season and the summer. I asked Tom last week what role you've got to play. How are you looking forward to the summer business?
Yeah, that's something that we haven't kind of processed yet. Obviously, with the final game taking place today, so I think what we'll do, we'll get together and we'll just completely reflect on the season as a whole. I think it's to again look at the positives for this season and then turn our focus, I'm sure, in the next couple of weeks or so to start talking about next season, how that looks. And there's a lot of conversations that need to take place. But what I would say, I want to give a special mention for Tom, because since I've come in, I've just come in and supported him where I could, and Tom lives and breathes it. He's somebody that has put absolutely everything into Sleaford Town and the football club. So huge credit to Tom, because it's not easy sometimes this season playing and trying to do both roles. Can be quite challenging, but I thought he's carried himself well, and I thought the players on the whole as well has done him justice, because the finish has reflected really the work ethic that's gone in from him individually.
And he said to me last week that you've identified where you want to improve as a team. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we've got an idea, certainly, but we just said to those boys in there, again, just there's lots of learning from this season. I'm a big believer in that. There's huge learning experiences, and they'll be 1 year wiser next season. And you think 1 point off the playoffs, end of the season, having been so inconsistent, then I think that's a lot of positives to take. Those young lads there are, in the dressing room are ambitious. They're eager to do well, sometimes overly eager, at times. But that just comes with experience. But what Tom has got in there is a team that what runs through a brick wall for him. Okay, we've not seen that consistently all season, but then there's been times where I think the players have enjoyed the wins and just managing those expectations. And again, that's probably just shown with the kind of the age group that we have. But yeah, definitely next season, I think Tom's identified where he would like to strengthen, but there's certainly, a good group in there that could go on and continue the journey.
And finally, a chance to have a well-earned break, I should imagine, and recharge some batteries.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's for me. I just like the season to have been another 2 or 3 weeks. I really do think that we would have made the playoffs. I certainly believe that. I think there's been huge strides. I think turn of the year, there's been huge strides, and that level of consistency. I mean, we've been in the top 4 of the form guide for numerous weeks, and so yes, we're looking forward to a break now, but I just feel like it's been a difficult season in terms of when we reflect points wise where we're at, and sometimes we've got in our own way. But I think on the whole, I think the lads over the course of the season will definitely be reflective on how we could improve for next season. And we're looking forward to to get into pre-season and getting the lads together again.